I don't even know who came up with the idea of originally walking to Washington and doing it as a protest, saying we couldn't afford to drive. I bought a bicycle in January, and I do a lot of biking, and realized I could take the bike and still make the same point as walking, but shave a lot of time off the trip.
Bicycle, bicycle, bicycle.
We're taking the van over to Bridgeville. Any last-minute folks can sign the petition. We're probably going to be there until about 7 o'clock. We've got a lot of folks coming by this morning here in the last few minutes. I'm all of 30 miles from the Bay Bridge. You know, I'm not going to push it. I just pulled into the parking lot at the Route 404 and Route 50 intersection. The trail on Kent Island, most beautiful bike trail I think I've ever been on. There's a stretch of Route 50 that you just can't be on. So once we got to Annapolis, we had to scout another location, and we found the bike trail. The trail in Maryland, you were using an old railroad bed. In some of the tunnels that I went through, you expected some zombie to jump out at the other end, but it was quite a thrill. And I ended the trip right next door to a closed entrance at the National Arboretum. This is going to take us pretty close to outside of Washington before the end of the day. I feel great. There were a lot of hills, though, through this park, and the trail sometimes is crushed gravel, so it gets a little bumpy going through there. The drive through Rock Creek Park and some of the park area just to the National Park, and then you get into Rock Creek Park, that is one of the most beautiful bike rides I've ever had in my life. It would be a beautiful ride if you were in a car as well. I hope to make it down sometime this afternoon down by the Kennedy Center. The last leg is 17 miles back up past Reagan National Airport and Arlington National Cemetery and down the mall into Washington. I'd like to be there no later than 10 o'clock. That looks to be 0 hour right now. Capitol Police found an unattended bag in a tree, so the whole area was cordoned off.
Well, okay, I'm riding along with a backpack, and I've got an antenna and some large batteries and a device on my bike that's going ping. I managed to chat with the officers at the main gate at the Capitol. I think that they were just a little suspicious, but the guy was telling me, he says, it would just seem too strange to have two in one day.
I've been down on the House floor, shook hands with House Minority Leader John Boehner. He's from Ohio. I explained to him how we had collected the petition signatures. He thanked me. His office took the signatures then, and then half an hour later, they brought in, I believe the young woman's name is Olivia from Mike Cancel's office. She posed for photographs with us, and she accepted the petition.
All in all, we got something out of this trip in the sense that we got people to pay a little bit of attention to our concerns. And I don't want to put words in her mouth, but I got the impression from what she was telling me that Mr. Castle's office has been getting inundated with calls on this topic. I met a fellow working on a road crew in Bowie, Maryland, who, he said, I hope this happens sooner or later, but rather sooner than later.